very good afternoon to rugby fans. You are watching live and exclusive coverage on ThePapare.com. The wait is finally over. The boots are laced and the flags are out. We are back at the iconic Havelock Park for the opening week of the Dialog Schools Rugby League 2026. Sri Sumangala College making the trip down to face off against the D.S Senanayake College. Two teams with everything to prove in this first week of the season, and the stage is set for a physical encounter. I am ThePapare and I'm joined in the com box today with Janidu.
Thank you, Mathila, and a very good afternoon. Havelock Sports Club, D.S Senanayake College hosting Sri Sumangala College, Kandy. As like you mentioned, both teams are playing to prove something. Of course, D.S Senanayake College have been a prominent team in the A Division category in the last recent years. As we have a look at the weather, it's mostly cloudy here today at Havelock Park, but the temperature looking at 29 degrees as the wind speed is 8 kilometers per hour. As the conditions might differ during the latter part of the game, we do hope that the game will not interfered by rain for this important game, as it's the season opener, the first week of the Dialog Schools Rugby League. The knockouts tournament did conclude a few weeks back, as Trinity College Kandy did manage to clinch that title, and once again coming back to this game, both teams are playing to prove something. Of course, Sri Sumangala College on the other hand proved something against St. Thomas's College in that knockouts tournament.
Here was the knockouts rally. Trinity in the end taking the cup home. Big clash in the finals against Royal, who beat Isipatana on the way, and Wesley gave a good match for Trinity. And Johnny, the Trinity gave an excellent match, isn't it, with Royal? Brilliant game. Like the kicking game and the passing variation, and the line was beautifully playing there.
Yes, absolutely, Mathila. Trinity College Kandy looking very dominant this season, especially playing against their Rugby rivals in that knockout finals, beating them 58-26, showing what they are capable of, showing what the potential they have. But nevertheless, as the season drags, you're not too sure what Royal is capable of as well. We saw that during the last year's Rugby as well. As you have in the screen the week 1 fixtures, Wesley College took on Prince of...
Always tends to pull the crowds when it comes to the schoolboy fixtures, and today's conditions, it's 33 degrees Celsius. It's pretty warm, to be quite honest, but not as warm as it has been over the last few days in Colombo and surrounding areas. It's pretty sunny, but the wind speed is something that both these teams have to take into account when going along with their game plans today. At Ratmalana, the wind speed is generally what determines which team takes the upper hand, and the team that plays with the wind early on will want to try and get their kicks deep, get a good start, and try their best to try and put their opposition under a lot of pressure. Had an interesting knockout tournament which ended off with a flurry right at the end. Isipatana College and Science College locked horns. Isipatana went through. St. Joseph's won a tight game against Kingswood in the pre-quarterfinals. Royal beats St. Anthony's. St. Thomas's a close shave against a highly improved Sri Sumangala College outfit. St. Peter's College beat Ananda College quite comprehensively. Wesley did too in their pre-quarterfinal fixture against Mahanama College. Another close game between Zahira and DS, 27-17. The Zahirians winning that. And Thurston College went down to Trinity College in their pre-quarterfinal fixtures. We had an interesting quarterfinal lineup as well, with Isipatana, Royal, Wesley and Trinity going through. But in the quarterfinals, in the semi-finals rather, it was a blowout to one side, and the finals too was a blowout where Trinity College managed to get the better of their arch rivals Royal College, 58 points to 26 in a high-scoring, thrilling Dialog Schools Rugby Knockouts final.
With our dedicated team of industry professionals and in-house customs brokers.
Joining me in the combox today is Shanaka Amarasinghe. Good evening, Shanaka.
Good evening, Abid. It's an overcast day here at the Air Force Grounds in Ratnalana as we look at week one's fixtures. A one game played so far, the curtain raiser between Wesley and Prince of Wales. Wesley winning that one handsomely, 69 points to 12. And at the moment we have all the matches being played. St. Peter's taking on Mahanama in what should be a very entertaining encounter. I'm sure both teams like to attack. Ananda taking on St. Joseph's. I think that's going to be one of the closer games today. D.S Senanayake taking on Sri Sumangala, another one that both teams will desperately want to win. And watch out for Sri Sumangala pulling off an upset there. St. Thomas is taking on Thurston. St. Thomas is going in favourites, but that should not count for anything because this Thurston team seem like they know what they're doing in the warm-ups. Trinity taking on Lumbini, hot favourites Trinity, of course. Kingswood taking on Zahira in what we discussed was probably going to be the most competitive game of week one. Isipatana taking on St. Anthony's and Royal taking on Science.
Well, DS and Sumangala is another game, Shanaka, that could run right down to the wire. That game is played at Havelock Park. Could join the live stream on the Papare, bringing you 3 matches today. And with week one of the Dialog Schools Rugby League, with a lot of anticipation, we'll cross over for a quick commercial break and we'll see you on the other side with more news and action.
KLM, the one in Asia.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Woo Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
Perfectly. Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් quotation එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Nava Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සදහමයි.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි ඔයාම කැපිලා දෙන්න ඔෆිස් එකට ගෝ
Black Night Go Pocket Perfume Youth එකට go එකක්
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්. ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් Swiss Tech නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. Swiss Tech ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Nava Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සදහමයි.
Introducing new Air Action Mentos, the peak of freshness. Yes, too fresh.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Introducing new Air Action Mentos, the peak of freshness. Yes, too fresh.
එතකොට මහත්තයාට උනේ tile adhesive grout waterproofing skim coat නේ.
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා. ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් Swiss Tech නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. Swiss Tech ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Captain Cool, Captain Cool.
අවුව නිසා බොඩි එක කූල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කූල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි Dettol Icy Cool.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamai.
Experience what it means to have true peace of mind with NDB credit cards. NDB credit cards. The advantage in your wallet.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Woo Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න.
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
අවුව නිසා බොඩි එක කූල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කූල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි Dettol Icy Cool. අවුවත් එක්ක ඇති වෙන දාඩිය නිසා හැදෙන විෂ බීජ වලින් ආරක්ෂා කර ඔබේ ඇඟ 3 ගුණයකින් කූල් කරයි.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Introducing the 2025 TVS Apache RTR 204V.
Rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamai.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Welcome back to the Air Force grounds here in Ratmalana. Don't worry, you haven't missed the game. This is just the Thomians warming up on one side of this Air Force grounds, and Thurston, of course, in their very colourful, familiar to Abid Jamil colours of Thurston College on the other side. And it is a breezy day here. There's quite a bit of cloud cover, so we will make for some outstanding running rugby, I'm sure, because the heat is not baking these players even before they started the game. And we will be looking forward to a really close clash. I think Thurston are probably the only ones giving themselves a chance in this game. Let's have a look at the points table as it stands. The cup segment, plate segment and bowl segment. This is from 2025. Trinity College, of course, were the winners in that particular year. 24 points and they won by 5 points over Wesley and Royal, who were placed almost joint second. St. Thomas's, St. Peter's and Isipatana College bringing up the rear in that cup championship. St. Thomas's in one of their better finishes in the recent past. Plate segment, we have D.S Senanayake in what was a really hard fought encounter between themselves and the other top 3 teams in that group, St. Joseph's and Kingswood. Zaira, Ananda and Sri Sumangala have been vastly improved from that last year's performance, and they will be looking to try and take some scalps from this cup segment. And in the bowl segment, we have St. Anthony's, Malayadeva College bringing up the top 2, another very fiercely fought out bowl segment, and you will be able to see, ironically, that it's actually in the bowl segment that the least amount of points between the teams exist in the top 4. So that's really interesting, and we just keep seeing teams improve year on year, isn't it, Abhi? Which is fantastic for Sri Lankan rugby.
But it was probably one of the more competitive Dialog schools rugby leagues in recent times. Trinity College in the end winning it, but Maybe if there were a couple of weeks in that season remaining, it might have been a different outcome. But just speaking at the right time there, Trinity College, Vidyartha College and Dharmaraja College, of course, were demoted, with Lumbini and Prince of Wales making their way to the cup segment in this season.
This is the 2026 group breakdown, and we have a Group 3A game today, and that is St. Thomas's taking on Thurston. We also have another game, Royal will be taking on Science in that group, and in Group 2A, Wesley College have already taken on Prince of Wales and won that one quite handsomely. We have St. Peter's taking on Mahanama as well, and it will be the top two of those teams in the three groups that go through to the cup segment. The middle two will go into the plate segment, and the bottom two into the bowl segment. So there will be a lot of jostling for position early on to try and get into the first two of these groups. Abid, and you've played in this new format, or leading up to this new format. What is the kind of thinking that the kids have when they see the groups are announced? What's the enthusiasm? What kind of strategy do they have at their level rather than the coaching level? What do they think about it?
Well, if it is a top tier team, you'd look at the other team that's in the group that would challenge you, and you'd want to try and get to number one in the group, because you carry those points forward and you take those points to the second round if that team is going to carry on with you. So you'd look for the team that is going to be the most challenging for you, but you also can't count out the other teams, because it's schools rugby, isn't it? You always have these boys coming up from the under 16s, and the boys, it's not the same team that you're facing from last year, isn't it? You see the team in front of you as well. They had a very experienced team last year. This year, new faces coming in, so it's always different. Yes, some schools tend to have a name where they are known as rugby heavyweights, but when it comes to the field, it's always in schools rugby is what happens in the 70 minutes that really counts.
Absolutely. Thanks for that insight. As the teams are about to conclude their warm-up, we'll throw into a couple of commercials and be back with live action from kickoff.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Let's KFC! Making moments special. Most value for money from KFC. Now Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection Samaging. Pirimin Sadahamai.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
ගෙවන් යන්න ෆෝන්ස් ගන්න ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න ලොකු පොඩි හැම ෆෝන්ස් ගන්න ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න හොඳම ෆෝන් එකක් ගන්න ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න Captain Cool
අවුව නිසා බොඩි එක කූල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කූල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි Dettol Icy Cool.
දවසම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න O3 Spirit and Freedom perfumed body spray.
කිචන් එක අබාන්ස් කරන්නේ දැන් වයිෆුත් හැපි එකේ ඉන්නේ වයිෆ් හැපි කරන්න කිචන් එක අබාන්ස් කරන්න
හඳුන්වදන කීල්ස් ක්‍රෙස්ට් සෝස් රස දෙකකින් ටොමාටෝ රසෙන් සහ නයිමිරිස් රසෙන් කීල්ස් ක්‍රෙස්ට් නිවසින් පාවිච්චිට පහසු වෙනස්ම හැඩයකින් යුත් රසකාර කඩංගු නැති හලල් සහතිකයලා කීල්ස් ක්‍රෙස්ට් සෝස් රසගුණ සපිරි කෑම මොහොතකට
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
NDB Leasing. බාපු ගමන් නැවෙන් ලීසින් එක අපෙන්. Electric, hybrid, petrol, diesel ඕනම වාහනයකට නොම්බරයක leasing. NDB Leasing. NDB බැංකුව.
Introducing new Air Action Mentos, the peak of freshness. Mentos, yes to fresh.
Now Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection Samaging. Pirimin Sadahamai.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamai.
Saratama enjoy කරන්න party එකට go Black Night Go Pocket Perfume
perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
NDB Leasing බාපු ගමන් නැවෙන් ලීසින් එක අපෙන් ඉලෙක්ට්‍රික් හයිබ්‍රිඩ් පෙට්‍රල් ඩීසල් ඕනම වාහනයකට නොම්බර එකේ ලීසින් NDB Leasing NDB බැංකුව.
අවුව නිසා බොඩි එක කූල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කූල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි ඩෙටෝල් අයිසිකූල්. අවුවත් එක්ක ඇති වෙන දාඩිය නිසා හැදෙන විෂ බීජ වලින් ආරක්ෂා කර ඔබේ ඇඟ 3 ගුණයකින් කූල් කරයි.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Welcome back, everyone who's joined here with us at papare.com. And we are a few minutes away from kickoff here at Havelock. It's DS taking on Sri Sumangala College, Kandy. What do you think about the atmosphere here, Janiku? Crowds are coming in and flags are ready. The atmosphere is starting to get electric here.
Yes, Mathila, the crowds are still slowly railing in, and of course, pretty sure we'll be able to see a majority of DS fans as the game is happening here at Colombo. But pretty much interesting to see fans from Kandy as well for Sri Sumangala College, Kandy. Of course, like we mentioned before, this Dialog Schools Rugby League has been one of the most entertaining rugby leagues, I would say, in the country. Of course, now it has expanded into 18 schools taking part in this A division category, as this game here at Havelock Park, D.S Senanayake College hosting Sri Sumangala College, Kandy, and of course Sri Sumangala College, Kandy coming into this game as underdogs, I would say, but nevertheless a team that has a lot of potential, especially in that pre-quarter finals in the knockouts against St. Thomas's College. They just lost by 4 points. Nevertheless, brilliant rugby played by Sri Sumangala, but nevertheless, not to forget, D.S Senanayake has been a promising team in this A division category, even though they have been not able to get into that top 2 or rather 3 in the A division league, but they've been a promising team in the A division league, as everything's set for the commencement of the game. Both the school prefects with the flag for the teams to enter the ground. As we see the pavilion on the combox end packed with DS and Sumangala fans. It's going to be an interesting game here, Mathila, isn't it?
Yes, indeed, Janidu. Let's talk about the next other 2 matches happening today. We have Anand and Mahanama and Peters. The match happening at Peters grounds, and the other matches.
Well, I think Anand is hosting St. Joseph's, and St. Thomas's, if I have not mistaken, is taking on Thurston. Yes, looking at the Petrites, of course, they did have a good game against Wesley in the knockout quarterfinals. I would say it was a very sad game for St. Peter's. I would say St. Peter's did play with a lot of intent, with a lot of heart. Just in that last few minutes in the game, Wesley did manage to get over the line, but nevertheless St. Peter's a dominant team. But nevertheless, not forget Mahanama as well, even though they lost to D.S Senanayake College in that battle of the goals. Mahanama did show some promising performances, because they've lost a few of their key players, most of their key players last year, and it's a newly built team this year for Mahanama, but nevertheless a good start for the season, especially against a side like DS, and of course St. Thomas as yet another team that we will be able to look out for in the season. Nevertheless, Mathila, especially in that knockouts quarterfinal against Royal College, St. Thomas did not play up to their potential for sure, because it's a brilliant team. As well as in the screen you can see D.S Senanayake College entering into the grounds for this game, hosting Sri Sumangala.
D.S Senanayake College outfit led by Tatira Pereira is being a good captain, and here's the Sri Sumangala team. Fireworks going out in Havelock Park. Both teams are ready for big action. Brilliant game we have in our hands. Here's the Sumangala lineup. We have Resandu Sahas, Mudita, Obasa, and Achila, and Lapidu, Papasara, Tarusha, and Shivantha, and Shashika Bandara going as scrum off. And we have Pasidu, Haritha, Ashen, Pasidu, Akila, and Malisha for the line for Sri Sumangala. And Shashika Bandara's boot is a boot to look out to in this match. And we have the replacements: Bandara, Akesh, Mahanjin, and Jayapala and Vadigasekara, Manupa, Devindu and Gimhana. And for DS, we have Gimnath, Pereira, Jayatilaka in the front row, and we have the 2 second rows, Sanjeevan and Tamil. And the 2 flankers, we have Dushal Ayashmantha and Mohammad Insan and Pramil Lakmal, the co-vice captain, taking the number 8 duties. And Lihar coming back to the field after a slight injury. And we have Buddhi Durusiru taking on fly half duties. Sujiva Kumara, Yasada and Kushan, Chamit and Tatira will be the back 3 for the DS outfit. And the replacements, we have Veera Singh, Edward, Siddiq, Silva and Senaratna, Veera Singh and Prasad and Ranganath.
All set for the kickoff. Sri Sumangala will start the game with the kickoff as D.S Senanayake College will be on the receiving end.
Okay, break!
Aruna
Shanta
is the man in the middle taking on duties. Here's Sumangala. And we are on the way.
Well, not the best of starts from DS, just letting that kickoff go away into the touchline, as it will be a line out in favor of DS, I believe. The first Rexona line out of the game. A 5-man line out from DS. Will surely look to go ahead with that territory game. Will surely look to put into boot. Perfect line out as DS use their forwards to gain some meters to get out of trouble.
Use it!
Here's Buddhi Rusiru with the kicking duties.
Line out.
Good kick there. Got themselves out of the red zone. Now it's a line out in favor of Sri Sumangala College.
Please gap. Good.
Yes, the first line out for Sri Sumangala College. First Rexona line out for Sri Sumangala College. We'll have to make sure that they get this line out right. Brilliant line out, but loses the ball. The halfback knocked forward. Cardinal error there by Sumangala. DS wouldn't mind that. They got out of trouble, came out from the danger zone, and now the ball in favor of them. A little bit of banter as well in the scrum. Yes, the first vantage scrum of the game in favor of D.S Senanayake College.
Here's the replay. Good collection by the jumper batter, the scrum off.
Coach!
Dropping it like a wet bar of soap.
Bye!
Say the first few minutes to both teams getting in the action.
Set!
Here's DS with the first vintage scrum. Liara gives the ball to Buddhi Durusiru. Here's an inside pass and the winger being brought down.
It's the first penalty of the game for D.S Senanayake College, and definitely will look to, or rather opt to go for touch.
Buddhi Durusiru with the touch finder. Good distance there in the kick, and we are in Sumangala red zone inside the Sumangala 22. Janidu, do you sense more coming in the first 3 minutes of the game? We are in the red zone of Sri Sumangala College, and I believe it's a full-man line out.
Yes, definitely. The rolling maul should be set from D, especially. They have been really tremendous with their rolling maul, and here's with the maul now D.S Senanayake College driving forward. Sri Sumangala under pressure here early on in the game.
Pramila Akmal in the back of the mall. A player to watch. D.S rolling more, gaining meters. Gaining inch by inch. Still on the move. Here's D.S. Few inches to the whitewash. That's the first try for D.S. in the first 3 minutes. First Amana Bank try for D.S. in this encounter.
Well, yes, what a start for D.S Senanayake College. First Amana Bank try of the game and the first Amana Bank try for D.S Senanayake College. Their forwards doing the job, Methila. Of course, our DS forwards has been brilliant throughout the years in these seasons. As we have a look at the replay, it was an unstoppable driving maul from DS Senanayake. Sri Sumangala College Kandy forwards did not have any answer to that. And of course, Sumangala will have to lessen up their mistakes. It all came up from a knock forward and that penalty conceded, and straight away DS, what a start for the game. Just 4 minutes in the clock, and here's the number 15 with the goal conversion to come.
Chamit Samarasinghe, the co-vice captain for DS. Not the easiest angles for a kicker. We shall see what Chamit has in store. Wonderful conversion, and that is the first goal conversion in this match.
Well, it is a goal conversion, Methila.
Yes, indeed.
What a start to DS. 7 points to 0 on the board.
Here's the replay. Not the easiest angles, like I said before, but Chamit said it can be easy to some kickers, and he proved himself. And now Sumangala. Let's see what Sumangala has in the reply. Good kick. A nice collection there by Sanu Pereira, and here's Premi Lakma. Runs straight at it. Budidurusuru doing both fly half and scrum half kicking duties. Nice little high-hanging kick there. Here's the number 15 for Sumangala. Chamit Samarasinghe puts the chip in, looking for that 22. But play in advantage, so it's going to be a ball in favor of DS, I believe.
I believe the kick was on the full out, Methila. Chamit Samarasinghe just not finding that angle right, and now here's the opportunity for Sri Sumangala. It has been all DS so far from the beginning of the game. 6 minutes down. DS have been able to hold on to possession. Sri Sumangala will have to make sure that they cut down these mistakes. There you go, a good line out once again. Loose ball from the number 9 for Sri Sumangala. Back-to-back knock forwards.
Number 2.
Not good sign, especially a halfback having a bad day in the game. The key man in that any 15's rugby side. As we have a look at that once again.
Number 2, it's right.
Loose ball.
Nerves kicking in, Janito, isn't it? And here's Budidurusuru with a crucial touch finder. Now DS with a golden opportunity. Scrum off for Sri Sumangala. Running a bit nervously, but 2 knock-ons, but nevertheless he will be back on his game. A good player, a very good player to watch for Sumangala. Here's Praveen with the throw-in. Not the cleanest of lineouts. And the result is a knock-on ball in favor of Sri Sumangala College. Here's the replay. Throw a bit overcooked there by Praveen. Not reaching the hands of the jumper, Inshan.
Coach!
Here's the second vintage scrum for the game.
Bind in second row. Set!
Scrum looking good as Sri Sumangala. Scrum off the number 9. Feeds a scrum. Sends it out. Yes, that strong back line from Sumangala. Lovely work there, but once again that Loose ball from the backs. Well. Not the best of starts for Sri Sumangala, and the most important thing is that they are continuing to do so, causing mistakes, giving DS possession. This has to be taken away from Sri Sumangala. There you go, lovely set piece from Sumangala, and that pass once again not the best of pass, not the best of running passes, I would say, as lost that ball forward, and once again D.S Senanayake with the advantage of having a scrum down in favor of them.
Bye!
Here's Aliar with the feed.
Ready, boys? Set!
DS line looking eager for that ball. Here's Abuddu Durusuru. Pass it to the captain. Goes for an inside pass. Here's Yasanda. That is a clean turnover for Sumangala. Takes the quick tap. Here's the Sumangala forward running straight in. The number 6 flanker takes the ball.
Roll away. Batting. Back it.
Here's the scrum half gives it to the prop forward. Here's the number 3. And again, good passing rugby by Sumangala. Goes and dots down right underneath the post. Good continuity there by Sumangala, and results with a try right underneath the post.
Well, definitely a brilliant game awareness. So D.S Senanayake conceded that penalty, and Sri Sumangala opt to take that quick tap, and it was continuous play from Sri Sumangala College. Kandy offloading 1, 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, and the number 9, interestingly, the man with who was having a bad day initially in the game, pretty much this try will boost his confidence up as well. And now with that goal conversion from Sri Sumangala, Shashika Bandara bisects the pose, and now with 7 points apiece. What a game, what a start to this game, Medila.
This is what Sumangala was missing, and here's a replay. The 7 passes the ball to the prop, and the 2 props working together, and gives the ball out to the scrum half, and he says thank you very much, and dots right underneath the post.
Well, definitely as very interesting to see props having to go a say with their playing, especially something we saw in the last year's knockouts. Trinity College against St. Anthony's College, Manusha Silva.
You said?
What a run that was, that dummy, and the run more like a center, I would say, but nevertheless, once again, these 2 props from Sri Sumangala has done it for their team, as DS will restart things. A lovely high-hanging deep kick, and sends it off to a Bandara. Bandara with the touch finder, and it's a good touch finder from Bandara. Sri Sumangala straight away coming out of that red zone.
Now DS with a Rexona line out in favor of them. Still in the Sumangala half. We'll see what DS backline has store for us. A sharp backline, I'd say. But nevertheless, the backline defense of Sumangala up to the task. Premil Lakma with the feed in. Reaches the hand of Inshan, and it's a maul almost near the 50-meter line, and here's Premil Lakma breaks behind that maul. Here's DS forwards coming into the play. Here's Dusha takes the ball in. Meets up with a good tackle. Here's the prop. Goes for a pick and go.
Inside.
You know, the big lock forward for DS. They are looking for his options. Passes it to the co-vice captain Praveen. Tries to bounce off the tackler, but he says, you stay here. And here's Budhi Durusuru. Gives it to Chamit. Chamit puts the fender. 2 players bring him down there.
Your tackle.
Durusuru again passes it to Virucha Jaitilaka.
Held on.
Turnover.
Good.
Says referee. Good defense there by Sumangala. They had all the answers for the questions that DS was giving them.
Well, yes, as we have a look at the replay, it was an interesting call from the referee as well. I would love to see that defensive work from DS. There you go, right on time, and the play was more likely isolated. And Sri Sumangala now with a good touch find as well. Can Sri Sumangala, can they go back to back? Started the game with silly mistakes and now right back into the game. This is a good comeback overall as a team from Sri Sumangala. Of course, we saw what they're capable of as well in that knockouts game, even though they lost to St. Thomas's College Mount Lavinia. And this time here at Havelock Park, facing the mighty Dons. And this time a good line out, and here's the driving maul coming from Sumangala. Driving forward will be a challenging one, especially with the DS forwards. Does very well to find that man with the ball and does very well with the defense. The referee.
Nice maul defense there by Sanu Pereira. He sees the man breaking off the maul and he brings him down and seals the ball. So play goes in favor of DS. Referee is having a little bit chatter there to confirm things.
Simon!
Referee Arun Shanta
Come here.
stays with his decision, and it's a vintage scrum in favor of D.S Senanayake. Both teams are playing well now. Both teams are up to their potential.
Coach!
Silly mistakes, those times were gone.
Bye.
Now everyone in lock stayed.
Set!
Now DS with the feed in. Here's the Premier Lakma. Breaks behind that scrum.
South 18.
A good tackle from the Sri Sumangala flank as well to stop the number 8 of DS College. And here's the kick from the base now. The chasers has to come. Here's Bandara, the danger man, once again. Putting a cheeky kick. Doesn't find the touch whatsoever. Once again, the counter-attack from DS. Very well collected by the number 9. Yes, Sri Sumangala now with options. Long pass. Lovely step in, but gets into contact and gets through. One more step in. Yes, Sri Sumangala with the attack now. Has the support. Yes, the number 9 looking for options. This is a brilliant work by Sri Sumangala College. And yes, Bandara with the chip kick. Does he have the legs? Chamit Samarasinghe right on time there for D.S Senanayake College.
Try and drop out.
Good awareness there by Bandara. He saw no one's there in the middle, so why don't I just go for the small chip in. Here's a replay of that. He puts the little chip in, and it was a foot race won by Chamit Samarasinghe.
Kauda, Magi. Back. Behind the ball.
Well, a goal line dropout for D.S Senanayake College, but talk about that from Sri Sumangala College. D.S Senanayake College straight away under pressure and well. Tatira Pereira. What was that? The goal line dropout kick was not kicked inside the line. The referee said it has been kicked outside the line, and now Sri Sumangala College has the advantage, or rather a huge opportunity here. A 5-meter scrum down in favor of them, and of course having dangerous backs in their back line. They've got to make sure that the forwards does the job well. I'm pretty sure that DS will look to contest in this vantage scrum down. But here's the opportunity now for Sri Sumangala. Referee says bind and set.
Number 6.
Yes, the number 9 feeding the scrum. Good pressure from DS, but Sumangala does very well to hold on to it. And as the number 8 breaks from the scrum. Yes, Sumangala now opting to play those close quarters with their forwards.
Roll away.
A quick
Black roll away. Advantage 2.
A quick pickup from the Sumangala. There you go, inches closer to that try line now. Good defense from D.S Senanayake College. The ball was lost forward, but nevertheless the referee will bring back player for that initial infringement.
Good defense there by DS. Holding on, but Sumangala bringing the heat inside the DS 22. Silly mistakes causing this for DS. Here's a player being down. Medical staff giving them good attention, and great to see the player back on his feet.
Okay. Done.
Must be a mild knock
Okay.
on the head.
Your penalty. Hold it. Yeah.
But that's what rugby is all about. It's a physical game. And now here's the number 8 for Sumangala.
Roll in.
Falls down inches short of the whitewash.
There's an
Here's
advantage. Not all of it.
Sumangala forwards coming into the play. Pick and go after pick and go. Changing directions.
Release now.
DS defense
Rock.
is
Rock
strong
down.
with discipline, not letting go of that offside penalties.
No. The touch.
And that is a try for Sumangala.
Ball පැත්තේ. එකත.
That is the prop forward. Number 1 for Sumangala. Resandu scores the try for Sumangala. That is the second Amana Bank try here at Havelock Park for Sumangala. Fireworks goes off, and DS with pressure. Now Bandara with the easiest conversions, and another goal conversion for Bandara.
Well, Sri Sumangala College getting back into the game, now in the lead. 14 points to 7. D.S Senanayake College straight away under pressure. D.S Senanayake started the game leading this game, and now Sri Sumangala College back to the game as that's the goal conversion by Bandara. 14 points to 7. What a game we are having at here at Havelock Park, especially the season opener for both these teams, and heading into their first game of the season. This will play a vital role, especially running down in the season. Here's the number 12, Tatira Pereira, rather the skipper, with the restart. Once again putting up a deep kick. Does very well, the number 9. Well, interesting call
knock forward
from the referee, says it's knocked forward, and now here's the golden opportunity for D.S Senanayake College inside their own 22. Here's the chance for them to attack and go over that whitewash.
Yes, indeed. Here's the to collect the ball.
Come here.
But that was good.
Ready.
It was a good try, but couldn't collect it well. And here's a vintage scrum in favor of DS. A for efforts there for Sumangala.
Set.
Now Liara with the feed in. DS outfit. Here's Pramil Akmal gives the ball to Yasanda. Tries to step in. Sumangala up to task with defense. Here's Pramil Akmal again. Goes for a quick pick and go. DS forwards. DS forwards with the pick and go. A bit of unorganized, I'd say. And here's Pravin with the ball again. Tries to bump off the number 2 for Sumangala. Liara ordering the forwards. Here's Viruja Jayatulika. And now again DS forwards. Here's
advantage.
The prop forward.
Line offside,
Takes it in. Liara looks for his options. Here's Chamit, puts the little grubber.
South India. Advantage.
Advantage calls referee. Scrappy play there by both teams. And
sorry. මෙතන penalty එකක් තියෙනවා.
Penalty
line offside
in favor of
scrum
DS.
what do you want? Yeah.
They are opting to go for the vintage scrum in the corner.
Going. Okay, scrum. Marker.
Yes, the referee asking the team the options. The scrum in that corner and the offside penalty conceded by Sri Sumangala. And I believe it's a good move from D.S Senanayake College. But the forwards from DS will have to be a bit more organized, Methila, because they do have the potential. They are good ball carriers as well. That organization will be highly important for DS. But here's that 5-meter scrum in the left corner. And here's that number 8.
Praveen Lakmal with a good leg drive but falls inches short. And here's the lock forward. The scoring, the second Amana Bank try for DS Senanayake College. Good play there by the forwards. Praveen Lakmal, as soon as they called the corner scrum, Praveen Lakmal was licking his lips to go on that 8 break and score the try. But Sumangala was good with defense, brings him short, and takes care of the rest. Chamit again with the conversion. Chamit has been brilliant with the conversions in the last few matches for DS. Let's see what he has in store for this conversion. Janitu, this conversion would bring both teams in level in terms of score. And it is a goal converted conversion for DS. And both teams are playing it flat out, 14-all, and we have a game here.
Yes, Chamit Samar Singh playing in that important position, the fullback, number 15 on his jersey, converts that all-important conversion of equalizing the score. Now 14 points apiece as we have a look at that replay from DS. Brilliant option from DS, opting to go for that 5-meter scrum down. And here's that dangerous man. Here's that strong ball carrier, number 2 for DS Senanayake, Praveen Lakmal. And here's DS now with the guard, opting to go for their boot. The number 10, who was brilliant with his kick from the base. This time, not the highest kicks, but deep enough. And here's the number 15 from Sri Sumangala, Sachika Bandara, the dangerous man, gets through and gives a lovely cut-off pass and lovely step from the corner man in Sri Sumangala, but bundles down to touch from D.S Senanayake. Brilliant play from both these teams.
Sujiva Kumara there, bringing his opposite number out of the play. Good cover defense there by DS. Both teams are playing to their max. Look at here's the replay. Shashika Bandara, the dangerous man, gets a good gap and he passes nice to the winger in the corner. He tries to step twice and Sujiv Kumar up to task, bundles him into touch. Here's DS with a Rexona line out. Liara passes it to Budita. Here's Sanu Pereira. 5 line outs for DS so far, 3 for Sumangala. And here's Budita with a high hanging kick. Good collection there by the Sumangala player. Winger passes it to the flanker. Good defense there by DS. Here's the number 9 looking for Shashika Bandara's boot. Here's Shashika Bandara looking for his options. He needs support.
Winning the ball.
The ball has been turned over. Good passage of play there by DS. And here's Aliara. The try scorer bumps off one tackler. Viruja Jayatilaka with a pick and go. DS forwards doing the hard work. Here's Budita. Here's the captain, Tatira Pereira. We haven't seen much of him.
Roll away.
Meets up with a good tackle. Budita with the scrum half duties. Here's Liara. Gives it to Praveen.
No, no, no.
Here's the big forward passes the ball to Inod.
Held on.
Isolated there, the player. Not the best of options, giving it out and without support. The ball is being turned out.
Mark here, number 15.
Good defense, and Sumangala at turnover has been extraordinary,
Use it.
isn't it? Janidu.
Yes, absolutely, Methil. I agree with you. Sumangala has been far more better from the start of the game, looking at now where they are and with the defense and of course with the attack. And once again, Bandara puts it to boot, gains some decent meters as DS had the opportunity. The number 2 playing a big impactful game for DS, and here's Sri Sumangala with the liner now. Here's the back line from Sumangala. Lovely wraparound pass there. Backdoor pass for their big prop forward, and brilliant defensive work by DS for the turnover.
Come here.
DS with a crucial turnover there.
South.
And yellow card is being shown to Chamit Samarasinghe. Goes to the note chair. Not sure what exactly happened there.
Well, yes, what's interesting to see is that
the penalty being reversed.
Yes, absolutely. What's interesting to see is that was Chamit Samarasinghe was a few words or something was exchanged with, because it was the penalty in favor of D.S Senanayake that reversed, and here's Bandara, smart move, straight away going into 3 points. Just 5 more minutes for the half time. And
no.
Well, not the best of kicks from Bandara. Surprising to see, but doesn't find well of his boot, and the score will remain 14 points apiece. And it will be a 22-meter drop line kick for DS as ThePapare has the ball in his hand. Here's that man in your screen, Chamit Samarasinghe, playing in that number 15 jersey for DS. Will have to sit in the sin bin for 10 minutes.
You said.
And yes, DS now with the restart from the 22-meter. A good deep kick from Pereira. And a slight miscommunication as well from Sri Sumangala. Knocks it forward. And here's the opportunity now for D.S Senanayake.
Bit of a miscommunication there by both players. Both players had their eyes on the ball. Here's a replay of it. None the number 6 and the number 8, I believe. That miscommunication will it cost Sumangala.
Coach!
Now DS with advantage, scrum in favor.
Set!
Liara with the feeding duties. Here's Pramil Lakmal, breaks off, bumps one tackler.
No, right now.
Here's the DS forwards with the pick and go. Dushal picks up the ball. Viruj Jayathilaga looking to gain meters for DS. Again, Sumangala with another turnover. Again, DS. Here's Sumangala with the quick tap. Good turnover there by Inshan. Both teams looking at that turnover opportunities and taking them in the right time.
Well, yes, not the best of options from Sri Sumangala College. Took that quick tap and the play was completely isolated, and DS fully saw that play isolated and straight away went for that turnover, and this time gets the penalty in favor of them and finds a brilliant touch find as well from Buttita Rusuru, the fly half for DS. And yes, now DS just 2 more minutes remaining, heading into Lemons, before heading into Lemons rather. And it's really interesting to see what DS will they, or rather can they head into Lemons with the lead, and as the line out, it's not the best of ones, but support arrives right on time for DS, and now once again here's those forwards marching with the pick and goes, and a dangerous tackle there from the number 2 from Sri Sumangala, as here's the advantage now for DS, puts on a lovely grubber kick, but nevertheless ball was stolen by Sri Sumangala, but referee will bring back play to that initial infringement, the high tackle penalty, as Tatira Pereira. Will be interesting to see as the skipper what will his decision be, as once again he opts to go to touch. Pretty sure he wants to use his forwards and drive that maul and go over the whitewash, and it will be a huge opportunity for D.S Senanayake before heading into Lemons if they can gain the lead in this game.
Yes, indeed. Here's a replay of that high shot by Sumangala. Straight in the neck, costing them the penalty. Now here's the DS forwards. Here's Praveen with the line out, throwing duties, and here's the DS rolling more. Gaining inch by inch is the DS more. Here's Praveen Lakmal in the back of it. Sumangala defense is also up to the task, but referee says not clear, and it is not a try. Good effort there by the DS forwards, but Sumangala defense is up to task.
Well, I would say that was very unfortunate for DS Methila, because it was not clear. Yes, definitely it was not clear for anyone's view to clear was that a try or not, but nevertheless a big credit must go to Sri Sumangala College defense as well, because right on time as a unit they got together, and here's the number 11 with the goose step, with too few steps and a fend off. Brilliant work, but seems to have hurt himself as well, but Sri Sumangala College, interesting move by the referee. The ruck was formed as well, but referee says play on, and here's Sri Sumangala now with the attack. They've been dangerous every time they got the opportunity to attack, and now once again it has been reversed by DS. Penalties raining in this game here at Havelock Park.
Now DS with another opportunity before heading into Lemons. 14-all the game. Here's Buddhi Durusuru with a crucial line out. Crucial touch find. Gains meters, and they are inside the 22 of Sri Sumangala. DS forwards got their first chance, but let's see what they have in store for the second. Praveen Lakmal with the throw in for the Rexona line out for DS. Ball with a thumping kick. Buddhita lets it bounce. Buddhita again with a long high hanging kick. Collections good there for Sumangala, and here's the winger for Sumangala. Gives it inside to Bandara. Bandara, does he have the pace to go all the way? He does. Jumps right in to the try line.
Well, that was a brilliant teamwork from Sri Sumangala College, but in my opinion, did the referee confirm that it's a try or not? We did not hear the try whistle from the referee. It'll be interesting to see, but Shashika Bandara, what a passage of play from Sri Sumangala. Collected that high ball. The winger does really well. Arrived on time, and yes, the referee Arunashant having a word with his assistant referee, and yes, seems like it's a try. He's running back towards where the try was scored. We'll have to wait for that confirmation.
Last play.
Referee Arunashant.
Thank you.
And yes,
Time on.
yes, that's Amana Bank try for Sri Sumangala College. I would say that's a brilliant try for Sri Sumangala College as they get into the lead once again in the game. 19 points to 14 as Shashika Bandar, the try scorer. Brilliant footwork there after this conversation. Definitely would love to have a replay of that try from Sri Sumangala College as Bandar gets ready for the goal conversion. Was not successful with the previous penalty attempt, but here's now Bandar with the opportunity to bisect the post. Not the easiest of angles. The pressure coming from DS as well. And seems like he has bisected it and he does it rightfully so. Sri Sumangala College heading into Lemons with the lead. 21 points to 14, and that man Shashika Bandar in your screen wearing that number 15 jersey. A player to watch out for, and here's that replay. Right after that tie ball, the winger steps out and does really well and finds that man Bandar inside, and look at that step. Beating 3 defenders from DS and had enough pace to go over that whitewash, and that was the third Amana Bank try for Sri Sumangala College with the goal conversion before heading into Lemons. Brilliant comeback from Sri Sumangala compared to from the start of the game, and it has been an interesting game so far. 21 points to 14. Sri Sumangala College Kandy having the upper hand over D.S Senanayake College Colombo.
Here's the halftime conversation. Sumangala leading in the first half, 21 points to 14. And just like that, we witnessed the first half of DS versus Sumangala. We'll head on to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with the second half.
NDB Leasing. බාපු ගමන් නැවෙන් ලීසින් එක අපෙන්. Electric, hybrid, petrol, diesel ඕනම වාහනයකට නොම්බරේකේ leasing. NDB Leasing. NDB බැංකුව.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Abans fridge kiyanne Abans fridge kiyanne Paulata harima fridge ekak Abans family ekata hariyana ape rate fridge එක
Love rugby
Live rugby
Prima Kotumi Fun tamai
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
හඳුන්වා දෙන Keys Crest Ultimate Crispy Chicken Experience එක. Crunchy කටගැස්මකට Crispy Chicken Thai. Spicy vibe එකට Spicy Crispy Chicken Strip. Share කරන් කන්න Crispy Chicken Popcorn. රස double කරන barbecue sauce සමග Keys Crest Ultimate Crispy Chicken Experience එක.
එතකොට මහත්තයාරුනේ ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් ග්‍රවුට් වෝටර්ප්‍රූෆින් ස්කිම් කොට් නේ.
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි? අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා. ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Love rugby
Live rugby
Prima Kotumi Fun tamai
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Let's KFC. making moments special. Most value for money from KFC.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවුසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න.
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Experience what it means to have true peace of mind with NDB credit cards. NDB credit cards, the advantage in your wallet.
Love rugby,
Live rugby.
prima kotumi, fun tamai.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවුසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න.
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Introducing the 2025 TVS Apache RTR 204V.
දවසම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න. O3 Spirit and Freedom perfumed body spray.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
මාස 24ක් දක්වා ගෙවීමේ පහසුකම් සමගින් මාසික වාරිකයේ රුපියල් 4999යි. අබාන්ස් ජාතියේ පරිගණක සැපයුම්කරු.
Love rugby,
Live rugby.
prima kotumi, fun tamai.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Experience what it means to have true peace of mind with NDB credit cards. NDB credit cards, the advantage in your wallet.
බෑග්වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා. ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් Swiss Tech නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. Swiss Tech ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
ඔයාම කැපිලා පෙන්න ඔෆිස් එකට go.
Black Night Go, pocket perfume, youth එකට go එකක්.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවුසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න.
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome you back from the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, to Havelock Park, as D.S Senanayake College taking on Sri Sumangala College. And as we have a look at the highlights from the first half, D.S Senanayake College started the game very well from that driving maul, scoring the first try, drawing first blood in favour of them. And of course that number 15 Chamit Samar Singh has been brilliant, and here this was the response from Sri Sumangala after few cardinal errors, some brilliant team play, the number 9 getting through after that brilliant work from the prop forwards for Sri Sumangala. And that was the first Amana Bank try for Sri Sumangala College, Kandy. And later on Sri Sumangala College once again replied back with yet another try using their forwards, playing those close quarters. And of course Bandara was brilliant with the boot for Sumangala. And yes, that dangerous man for D.S Senanayake College, the number 2, a brilliant strong ball carrier. And that was the reply from D.S Senanayake to equalize the score. But Sri Sumangala, before heading into lemons, this was so far the try of the game. Sashika Bandara, that brilliant footwork, beating 3 men, and that helped them to get into the lead of 21-14 against DS. Playing here at Havelock Park, and the second half action is all set. Tatira Pereira with the ball to restart things for D.S Senanayake College.
A good thrilling first half for these two teams, and here's the second half underway with a high hanging kick from Tatira. Here's here's Sashika Bandara with a clearance that does not find touch. Here's Praveen Lakmal beats one tackler, and here's the DS forwards. Here's Sanu Pereira, steps in and runs straight in with the ball. Here's Praveen Lakmal with another pick and go. Here's the prop forward for DS. Here's taking the ball in for DS, and here's Liara looking for his options. DS forwards looking a bit tired there, and here's Praveen, runs straight in to the Sumangala defense. Bodhita passes it to Tatira. Tatira looks inside but meets up with a good tackle. Here's Liara again, gives the ball to Bodhita. Sumangala being a brick wall for DS. Now Virucha Jayatilaka, beg your pardon, Praveen Lakma. Obstruction, says the referee. And the ball goes in favor of Sumangala.
Well, yes, DS started the second half very well, but nevertheless that obstruction call from the referee, an interesting one, very well read. And yes, Sri Sumangala straight away with the touch find Sashika Bandara, a golden boot, a player to look out for in this season for sure. Very less players you see with a good boot. And of course Shan Altaf is one from Trinity College, Kandy. And another player, Udan Bulat Singh from St. Thomas, who has those golden boots with them. And yes, Sri Sumangala now with the opportunity. Their backs have been really dangerous whenever they had an opportunity. The line out goes over the jumper, but settles to hold on to position. Sumangala, yes, now with the attack. Lovely short ball for the big man. Support right on time. Yes, the halfback Bandara, lovely lateral pass to Pasindu, and straight away player isolated, no support arriving on time, and D.S Senanayake steals the ball from Sri Sumangala College.
Number 14 back, please.
Good passage of play there by Sumangala, but DS up to the task, taking the turnover in the right time. Now Buddhita Rusiru with a good territorial touch finder takes them inside, almost inside the 22 of Sumangala. Now DS with the second Rexona line out in this second half. Chamit Samarasinghe back in the field. Here's the DS rolling maul. We saw what this rolling maul can do. Here's the DS maul gaining meters. Praveen Lakmal in the back of it.
Okay, good.
The maul's looking good, gaining inch by inch. Advantage.
Small gap, number
Maul
4.
being brought down illegally. Here's Viruzu Jaitilaka. Runs straight in.
No half track now.
Liara gives it to Buddhita.
Not in that.
He goes for the little grubber, but advantage on their side. Referee brings back play to the penalty.
Time off. Ball, please.
Again, Buddhita Rusuru. DS gaining inch by inch with these penalties, and there are more coming in play.
Captain man.
Referee stopping time.
Yes, the referee wanted to have a chat with the skipper.
Yeah.
Not too sure with what the concern is.
I win the ball.
Boys!
Well, it seems like referee Aruna Shanta
Simon.
seems to be having a bit of a concern with the players from DS, but he has communicated it to the skipper, and yes, that replay once again, and very interesting to see what this concern was from the referee. And that was that little grabber kick, and here's D.S Senanayake now with the opportunity. Pretty sure they'll go for that rolling maul as a brilliant throw, as DS opts to drive through, but the maul collapse in the initial stage, but nevertheless DS once again recovers the rolling maul, and just inches short from that try line. Can DS come back into the game? Can they score the first Amana Bank try in the second half in this game? The forwards playing those close quarters, now almost over in that white wash, and still opting to use their forwards. And yes, the strong ball carrier for DS Senanayake College.
Advantage, not release it.
Once again, advantage in favor of DS Senanayake.
Use ball out.
Referee saying not releasing, tackler not releasing, and the try has been scored by DS Senanayake College. The first Amana Bank try of the second half, and DS gets back into the game with a brilliant response, and plenty of banter as well, but nevertheless DS bounces back into the game. Now just a 2-point deficit, and it will be Samarasinghe's duty to equalize the score.
The first opening try for DS in this second half. The forwards doing the hard work, gaining inch by inch with the pick and goals and maul attacks, and gets the first Amana Bank try in the second half. And now Chamit Samarasinghe with a crucial conversion to level up the scores. A bit to the left was the kick, but nevertheless, momentum on DS. Here's the replay. Praveen Lakmal putting in a big shift there, taking on almost 4 defenders with him. And here's the prop forward, Binul, goes in for the Amana Bank try. Now Shashika Bandar with a high hanging kick. DS lets it bounce, and here's the Bodhita Rusuru. My. It's a game of turnovers here at Havelock Park.
unsuccessful with the previous 3-point attempt, but nevertheless he has not been that bad as well with the boot, and Ken Bandara had these 3 points for his team. And once again the similar scenario for Bandara. Opportunity blown away for Sri Sumangala, but nevertheless DS wouldn't mind that. They'll have a 22-meter dropout to restart things.
Both kickers just warming up in this second half again. Both the conversions, both kicks being missed rather, and now ThePapare with a 22 kick, and here's Sumangala, here's Shashika Bandara, steps in, steps again, steps another time, and gets meters for Sumangala, and here's the number 8 for Sumangala. Looking for options, change of direction by Sumangala, and here's the number 1 prop forward for Sumangala. Space out wide, and here's the number 4 wide, few meters away from the whitewash. Good continuity there by Sumangala. Offloads after offloads. Here's the number 6 gives the ball to the number 4, but that miracle offload is not completed at that moment.
Well, yes, very unfortunate there for Sri Sumangala College Kandy. As they had the opportunity, but some brilliant rugby played through that passage. Nevertheless, DS was under pressure and under trouble, but gets everything into the safety hands, and now just got to make sure that they clear things out from the red zone. Not the best of touch finders, but the number 10 does really well to get out of danger. There was a lot of pressure coming from the flankers as well, and does really well to get out of trouble, as Sri Sumangala will once again have the opportunity of attacking from that line out, which has been really dangerous for the defense of D.S Senanayake, and Sri Sumangala will once again look to play that continuity of rugby, but the line out not going very well, but closing the gap, says the referee, and it will be a free kick in favor of Sri Sumangala. Yes, the quick tap taker, number 9 opting to go on his own. He will need support. Support arrives right on time, and now the forwards gathering together to play those close quarters, which has been a highlight in this game. Both these teams playing those close quarters really well, and the ball has been lost. Yes, D.S Senanayake now with the attack. Lovely step there. Defense right on time for Sri Sumangala. And can DS get out of trouble? They will have to put it to boot. They will have to go for that territorial game. Does really well to recover things. The halfback doing really well. And yes, Tatira dummies once again. Gets through, but brilliant tackle there from the number 7 for Sri Sumangala. And this time for sure will opt to go to boot, and well, he has kicked it in straight into the hands of the danger player Shashika Bandara with the counter attack, looking for options both ways, but the winger from the Senanayake College does really well to bring down Shashika Bandara. And once again now Sumangala with the attack. Yes, the number 8, he will need support. Good passage of play by Sumangala. Position and a lot of pace as yes, Pasindu putting the ball high, and the number 10 from D.S Senanayake does really well. Calls the mark, takes it up quickly, and opts to run his own. He will need support. Lovely step in and out, and DS now needs support. Yes, opting to go from the short side. Yes, Samit Samarasinghe with some fancy steps, still on the feet. Finally brings back to the ground.
Here's Viruj Jayatilaga. Momentum on D.S Senanayake. Liara looking for his options, goes to the blind side. Here's Samit Samarasinghe. Bumps off one tackler. Dushal taking on scrum half duties, and here's Inod goes straight in. Praveen Lakmal meets with a good tackle. Not easy to bring that player down. Here's Avirujit Aitilaka again. DS forwards doing a big shift here at Havelock Park. And here's the DS line in. Here's Buti Duruziru, spots a gap, runs straight at it.
Good. Back.
Again, Liar gives the ball to Sanu Pereira. Tries to step out of a tackle. Virujit Aitilaka again.
Back.
Pace by pace. Here's Lakmal. Good tackle there by the number 1 player for Sumangala.
Play on.
Sanu Pereira again runs straight at it. Turnover is clear for Sumangala. Great play there by Sumangala. Puts the hand in the exact time that is needed and wins the turnover every single time.
Time off.
Here's the replay. Sanu Pereira. The support gets less than 1 second late for that ruck, and the Sumangala player is already ready with the turnover.
Well, here's a brilliant turnover from Sumangala because DS was slightly getting into some peak from that attack, from that brilliant play by from the number 10, and those kind of turnovers will break the momentum, and rightfully said so. They have done it rightfully. Sri Sumangala getting that turnover in favor of them, and now for sure will opt to go to touch with the boot from Shashika Bandara. We'll look for a decent touch finder now. Bandara with the touch finder. Finds some decent meters. As the line out.
Number one.
Zona line out.
Number 1.
Will be in favor of Sri Sumangala.
Number 1.
How this game has
Number 1.
bundled up just to a 2-point game, and anything could happen at this point. Just around 20 minutes more remaining in the clock as well. So far it's been a brilliant game, and news from the other ends. Surprising to hear that Thurston leading over St. Thomas's Methila, and St. Joseph's leading over Ananda, and St. Peter's leading against Manama. So 4 games happening this week, rather today, and more games tomorrow and day after as well. As a brilliant line out from Sumangala. Lovely short ball there, close gap play, and a quick ball from the nippy halfback, and loose ball, but does very well to hold on to it, and Sri Sumangala, lovely hands
Roll away.
and support right on time.
Not roll away.
Yes, Bandar using the big man number 1. Sri Sumangala gaining more, rather moving forward, and puts on a high hanging kick. Will need the chasers, and chase right on time, but was it advantage play for Sri Sumangala College, or seems like
Not roll away.
yes, it's the advantage for Sri Sumangala. Tackler not rolling away from D.S Senanayake defense, and here's the opportunity now for Sri Sumangala, rather, or maybe go to touch, use their forwards, and once again have that extensive lead against DS.
Now Sumangala with a golden opportunity. Shashika Bandar ready with the touch finder.
Okay. Time on.
Time back on.
Not roll away.
Bandara
Number 2.
prepping up for that touch finder. Nice
Captain.
kick.
Number 2.
What a wonderful touch finder.
Number 2.
This is what I'm talking about when I say golden boot, isn't it, Janidu?
Hey boys.
Yes, definitely, Metila. Talk about that for a touch find. The angle was absolutely perfect from Bandara. And yes, like I mentioned, few golden boots this year in this season.
I'm okay.
And now here's Sri Sumangala with the opportunity. 5-meter line out. Well, a quick one and sets the rolling maul. But D.S Senanayake forwards does really well to push it back. As Sri Sumangala, quick ball has been taken and fortunate enough there. 12 down to the ball. Yes, the big lad, the number 1 driving forward. Good latch from the number 7 flank. And here's the advantage for Sri Sumangala. Can they go over the whitewash this time? Yes, the forwards are playing those close quarters once again inside that green zone in the 5-meter.
Dangerous play.
Well, DS will have to be cautious. Especially being offside. And here the number 9 goes over the whitewash and he scores his second amount of bank. Sri Sumangala College Kandy moves up to 26 points to 19 against DS. And the conversion is yet to come as well. This is a brilliant passage of play from Sri Sumangala College Kandy. Well, we've got few more minutes in our clock, but will Sri Sumangala College Kandy take this game home?
Yes.
That will be a big surprise in this season, especially the season opening week, the first week of the Dialog Schools Rugby League. But to be answered to that question, there's plenty of time as there has been a change in the kicking duties. Passing to Samarakon, or rather number 13.
Thank you.
Malisha Karuna Tilaka
Okay, thank you, brother.
has taken the kicking duties and he bisects it with no mistake, and it's a 11 points deficit now, Metila. There comes the big challenge for D.S Senanayake College. Huge task up on their shoulders. Now they've got to trail these 11 points, and as we have a look at the replay, brilliant game sense from the halfback, running on his own and going over that defense line. And well, tables have
a big task for DS now. Trail 11 points. Momentum certainly have shifted to a deep kick. Here's the try scorer. Now boosting with confidence. In the earlier stages he was not having a good game, but now he has turned his luck. Now DS with a Rexona line out.
Well, yes, once again a good touch finder from the number 9 for Sri Sumangala, but DS forwards can be dangerous at any time. Referee Nashant making sure that the numbers are correct in the line out. There you go, brilliant throw from the strong ball carrier for DS Senanayake. Sets up the rolling maul. Here's the opportunity now for DS Senanayake College, rather to push forward or rather to create a penalty. And the rolling maul has been so far so good for DS Senanayake College. Will they go all the way? The recovery work from the forwards have been so far brilliant for DS Senanayake College. They will need this kind of work, especially in a situation like this, under pressure against their opponents. And has the ball been stolen? No, referee says you cannot do that. Straight away, penalty conceded from Sri Sumangala College Kandy.
Mark here.
Good pressure there by Sumangala.
First in luck.
DS forwards gaining meters with the line out, but at the same time Sumangala up to the task, and few players are down with cramps for DS.
Normal.
Not easy to play with this heat. Here's the replay. Sanu Pereira breaks behind of them more, and Sumangala tries to turn over that ball, but referee says otherwise. Injury time here at Havelock Park. What a game this has been, Janidu. Both teams are playing back-to-back. Turnovers tries.
Okay, done.
Brilliant rugby. Fresh legs for DS. We have Tharushan Etmal in the ground.
Send a mark there.
In the 17 jumper.
Mark. Simon! Gap again, gap.
Now DS forwards. In almost in that 5 meters of Sumangala going for the rolling maul. This has been a big weapon for DS, but they have to make it right. But here's a Sumangala spotting the ball carrier at the back. Praveen goes down. Here's a Viruja Jayathilaka picks up the ball.
Sakar rug now. No.
He's been brought down. No, says referee. And here's Sanu Pereira again.
Sakar rug.
DS forwards. Here's the new player, Tharushan Etmal.
Number 2, just roll away. First accident. Just roll it.
Not rolling away.
Time off.
Says the referee.
Roll in. Captain, please.
Bit of a
Captain.
hodgepodge going there between the two teams.
Okay.
Maybe exchange of numbers. Referee warns the captain, handle your team well or I will use my power. Now DS
On the line.
with the penalty in favor of them.
Alright, captain. Line again. Israda diyana. Simon pull it.
Yeah, DS opting to go for the quick tap. Here's Pramil Lakmal. Pramil Lakmal still going.
No!
Here's a DS forwards a few inches away of the whitewash. Tharushan Etmal meets up with a good tackle. Here's Sanu Pereira. Gaining a few inches.
No, Mitch.
Here's Liara. Gives it to the big lock forward.
Knock on, play on, knock on.
Who loses the ball. Lets it bounce.
Release it!
Good
Sakar!
play there by
No, not release.
Sumangala.
Not release.
Referee says no. Here's a Band. Gives the ball to the winger. Desperate of the ball to the open side flanker. It's being brought down.
Yes.
Sumangala.
Number 2 offside.
Here's the winger gives the ball to the number 5. Here's the center beats off one tackler, passes the ball to the number 4. That last
You're set.
pass, that last
Let's come.
Goes into the hands of the player from DS, but nevertheless, Sri Sumangala will have the
By number 8.
advantage, having the advantage come in favor of them. Well, if they can go once again over that whitewash, DS will have to answer a lot of questions heading into the final 10 minutes of the game.
Right bind, please.
Yes, Sri Sumangala now certainly they do deserve a try here, Methila.
Yes,
Coming from that danger zone to their own zone.
Yes.
They pretty much deserve this try, but nevertheless they've got to make sure that they do things right.
The sync between the Sumangala players are amazing. Here's the number 9 again, the try scorer. Runs straight in, and here's the number 8 looking for the try. Does he make it? It's been held up. Not yet. There's no confirmation of a held up yet. Referee is confirming it with the AR.
Try එකක් තිබුණේ. ඔයාගේ පැත්තට මාක්. Yeah. It's held on. Just it.
I think it is a held up.
Simon. Okay. Held up.
Yes, indeed. It's a
Thailand drop out.
good effort there by DS to stop the passage of play. But here's the replay. Here's the number 9 boosting with confidence. This was not the same man as in the start of this game. But good defense there by DS. Not letting that Sumangala player score. But here's Sumangala.
Just hit it.
Here's Kushan. Here's the winger. Does he have enough pace to go all the way? No. Here's Bandara with a good try-saving tackle. Pushes Kushan few meters back. Liara gives the ball to Chamit Samarasinghe. Here's Praveen Lakma to the captain. Here's Sujiva Kumar. Cuts back in. Again, here's Praveen Lakma. Advantage in favor of DS now. Liara with a short ball to the lock forward. My. That was indeed a dangerous tackle.
Yeah. Dangerous play. Close.
High shot says the referee. Now penalty in favor
number
of
13.
DS.
No cut.
Bodhiturusuru needs to get a good. What a touch finder. Look at that angle, Janidu. Here's the replay. Referee should look at that. Must be. That is a forward pass there, Janidu.
Yes, indeed, it was a forward pass, but nevertheless, that dangerous tackle is the cause for the conceding that penalty. And talking about that touch finder from the number 10 from DS. Very fortunate enough, it hit that corner flag and exactly did what the team wanted. And here's the golden opportunity now for D.S Senanayake College. Well, with their forwards, I'm pretty sure they'll go over that whitewash, but nevertheless, they'll have to make sure that
DS has to score here, Janidu. There will be no other opportunities like this for DS. With a pack like this, they should score. But let's see the response from Sumangala in terms of defense. Praveen Lakma. My goodness, here's Sumangala.
No.
Stealing the line out. A good clearance there by Bandara. Like I said, opportunities like that won't come again. They have to make the best of it.
Well. Once again, talk about that. There you go. Very well read. And the inside flank of Sri Sumangala was nowhere ready for that ball, but he does really well. And Bandar puts it to boot, and everything working in favor of Sri Sumangala College Kandy. And D.S Senanayake once again on the back foot from their own 5-meter line to in the 50-meter line. And now once again with the line out, setting that rolling maul. Trying to drive forward, but nevertheless good contest from Sri Sumangala as well. And recovers very well. DS forwards, they've got to make this going until at least they can get a penalty. Once again get into that green zone and make sure this time that they make any silly error.
One says the referee. DS forwards. Here's Bodhiturusuru gives the ball to the captain. Loses the ball mid-contact.
No forward. First in.
Both teams are giving the best. What a game we have here at Havelock Park, Janidu. Here's a replay of the pass right there. ThePapare tries to get handle of the ball, but meets up with a good tackle. Now a vintage scrum in favor of Sri Sumangala College. Sumangala coming all the way from Kandy, giving a good game here at Colombo.
Yes, definitely. not having the home advantage as well. But yes, the number 9 once again with the ball, and Bandara puts it to boot. The chasers coming in for Sumangala, and good tackle there, trying to put that player down. Sumangala College, they got to make sure that they've got to be solid in this defense. Just 5 more minutes. And here's DS now. Here's Praveen Lakmal sending the ball wide out. Here's the number 13 trying to step out and gets through. But once again, Sumangala, they've been brilliant with these turnovers, and this time,
especially the number 8, he is perfect with his Jacqueline skills. Now again, Sumangala with the advantage with the penalty. Here's Shashika Bandara. Shashika Bandara with a good touch finder there. Sumangala knocking on DS though again, entering at their 22.
Number 14.
A try here will definitely put the nail
14.
in the coffin
14.
for
14.
Sumangala. Here's Sumangala with a Rexona line out. A crucial Rexona line out. Is the number 4. Collects it cleanly. Here's the Sumangala rolling more.
Advantage is just hiding. Use out.
Nice defense, but the referee says illegally.
38.
Advantage in favor of Sumangala.
well, now things not looking that good for D.S Senanayake College Methila. Just 3 minutes remaining in our clock.
Line out.
And ball in favor of Sri Sumangala College Kandy, and of course inside their own green zone, and D.S Senanayake College will have to steal this ball and go over for all the way 100-meter try. And nevertheless, even though it's a converted try, still going to be 28 points to 26 points. So it's a big challenge with limited time for DS. Well, do they have hopes or not? And there you go. One last opportunity, I would say, for DS Senanayake College. Turnover ball. But they've got a big job to do. They've got a big job to do. It's not going to be an easy task.
They have a whole rugby pitch in front of them. If they want to score this try, they have to go all the way from the 22. But DS line is a line that could make it. Here's the replacement scrum half with the feeding. Here's Rusiru gives the ball to the captain. Here's Buddhita Rusiru again. Here's Ujiva Kumara with acres of space. Does he have enough gas? He's looking for the pass. Here's Shamit Samarasinghe. Steps in, steps out. He's going. Does he have enough gas to make it all the way? He does. Dots down right underneath the post. What a try. Like I said, this is a line that could make it all the way to the whitewash from the 22, and they showed it. Great passage of play there by the DS line. Wonderful try. We have a game here, Janidu. We have a huge game in our hand. It's a try right underneath the post. So conversion would be a piece of cake. But we shall see.
Last play.
Well, that's a good decision from DS Senanayake. They did not opt to go for the conversion method because it's last play. because if so they convert, that will be the last play of the game, and nevertheless they will not have the opportunity of winning the game. So now it's a 2-point battle and the time's up. Well, the season opening week has been a tremendous opening week, I would say, and here Sumangala College under pressure, and they've got to make sure that they do things right, and they've done it very well. Well, the number 14 steps in. Well, if the time's up, Sumangala College will have to decide on, and then ball has been knocked forward. Well, that's the time. That's the time. Sumangala College Kandy wins it and does the surprise of the season, and that's the season opening week. Sumangala College Kandy beating D.S Senanayake College Colombo by 2 points, and I believe it's history written in Methila. What a day for Sumangala College Kandy, and plenty of celebrations today for the boys from the Kandy.
My drama here at Havelock Park. Here's the full-time confirmation. Sumangala College winning this encounter 28 points to 26. Last time they met was 2024, and here's this year Sumangala taking it home.
Well, lots of drama happening at Havelock Park, but nevertheless, it will be a big celebration day for Sumangala College Kandy, especially from this victory, beating D.S Senanayake College, a mighty team that has been in A division for the past few years, that has been a promising team, but nevertheless, this is how things change, Methila. Over the years, these teams promoting from B division to A division rugby and improving themselves as a team, as management. Sumangala College has done really well. As we have a look at the highlights of the second half, D.S Senanayake started off with the first Amana Bank try of the game in the second half, and D.S Senanayake was playing some promising rugby ever since the beginning of the second half, and that was that try scored from them. But nevertheless, right after that, it was all Sumangala College, the number 9, going over the whitewash for his second try, and this was one exceptionally brilliant try. Lovely footwork from Samit Samarasinghe, and that did give hopes for the DS players and for DS fans, but nevertheless, the cardinal errors that was caused during that last play did not do anything good for DS Senanayake College, and at Havelock Park, a big surprise in the season opening week. And as we look at the key stats, D.S Senanayake College 7. Well, apologies for the mistake there, but 26 points, 4 conversions from D.S Senanayake College, and Sumangala College 4 tries and 4 conversions, and Swiss Tech player of the match, Shashika Bandar, who was brilliant with the boot, and of course his footwork and his commitment towards the game.
Very well deserved player, Shashika Bandar. Perfect player of the match. Upsets here at Havelock Park, but the underdogs making it all the way from Kandy. It's a huge win for them, Janidu, for Sumangala College. They've been meeting this team the past couple of years, but couldn't make that victory, and this year they do.
Well, yes, talking about that victory from Sumangala College Kandy, that will be a big celebration day for them today, and that's one game here ending here at Havelock Park, and as we will bring you more action of this Dialog Schools Rugby League 2026. Stay tuned with the Papare. It's me, Janidu Himsara and Medley Peters signing from Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
ගෙවන් යන්න ෆෝන්ස් ගන්න. ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න. ලොකු පොඩි හැම ෆෝන්ස් ගන්න. ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න. හොඳම ෆෝන් එකක් ගන්න. ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Love Rugby.
Live Rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamai.
එතකොට මහත්තයාරුනේ ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් ග්‍රවුට් වෝටර්ප්‍රූෆින් ස්කිම් කොට් නේ
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා. ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
සැරටම එන්ජොයි කරන්න පාටි එකට ගෝ.
Night Go Pocket Perfume Youth එකට go එකක්. ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවුසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න. ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න.
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Woo Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
Introducing new Air Action Mentos, the peak of freshness. Mentos, yes to fresh.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
දවසම refresh වෙන්න train එකට go.
Night Go Pocket Perfume Youth එකට go එකක්.
Love Rugby.
Live Rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamai.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවුසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න. ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න.
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Introducing the 2025 TVS Apache RTR 204V.
අව්ව නිසා බොඩි එක කූල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කූල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි ඩෙටෝල් අයිසි කූල්. අව්වත් එක්ක ඇති වෙන දාඩිය නිසා හැදෙන විෂ බීජ වලින් ආරක්ෂා කර ඔබේ ඇඟ 3 ගුණයකින් කූල් කරයි.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
කිචන් එක ආබාස් කරන්නේ දැන් වයිෆුත් හැපි එකේ ඉන්නේ. වයිෆ් හැපි කරන්න කිචන් එක ආබාස් කරන්න.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Love Rugby.
Live Rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamai.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා. ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Perfectly. Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් quotation එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
දවසම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න. O3 Spirit and Freedom perfumed body spray.
Pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Woo Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි. නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
NDB Leasing. බාපු ගමන් නැවෙන් ලීසින් එක අපෙන්. Electric, hybrid, petrol, diesel ඕනම වාහනයකට නොම්බර එකේ leasing. NDB Leasing. NDB බැංකුව.
අවුව නිසා බොඩි එක කූල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කූල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි Dettol Icy Cool. අවුවත් එක්ක ඇති වෙන දාඩිය නිසා හැදෙන විෂ බීජ වලින් ආරක්ෂා කර ඔබේ ඇඟ 3 ගුණයකින් කූල් කරයි.
Introducing new Air Action Mentos, the peak of freshness. Mentos, yes to fresh.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Abans fridge කියන්නේ. Abans fridge කියන්නේ. පවුලට හරිම ෆ්‍රිජ් එකක්. Abans family එකට හරියන අපේ රටේ ෆ්‍රිජ් එක.
Pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Woo Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Let's KFC! Making moments special. Most value for money from KFC.
Experience what it means to have true peace of mind with NDB credit cards. NDB credit cards, the advantage in your wallet.
Pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Woo Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.